20 years, 24 lakh happy customers, 25% repeated customers. These are the numbers which Maruti recently released about WagonR. This is the biggest proof to say that WagonR is one of the favorite cars in India. This is why we are bringing this long-term user experience of this new WagonR after using it for the last 5 months and covering around 50,000 kilometers. Welcome to Flywheel. This new WagonR is with us for the last few months and we've done around 15,000 kilometers. When we got the car, it was clocked around 1,000 kilometers and now we are done. It is 16,000, so average of 15,000 done. It's good enough to know about this car as a user, and we are sharing that user experience along with you. We had a very good experience with the car. We had a lot of advantages, but there are a few drawbacks as well, which we'll be sharing as point to point. Let's start off with the engine. It's a 1 liter K series engine. It's a 3-cylinder engine. It's having an output of 68 HP and 90 Nm of torque, and made it to a 5-speed gearbox, which is a manual one. So far, Maruti has not offered any kind of automatic in WagonR. The engine output count may not be impressive, but it's quite enough for this kind of a car with this body weight. And we had a very decent power train, and experience with so far was good. It's enough to use in your city and intermediate highway drives, and it was comfortable. But the drawback about that is it's a small engine. It's just a 3-cylinder, so when you're pushing the engine, you can feel the engine is extracted to the maximum. Maruti claim an average figure of 21 km per liter as fuel efficiency. So far in our experience, we were getting 12 to 13 km as an average in city, but when it comes to highway, it will be 14 to 15, maybe up to 16 we have got. So far we have not got the 21 figure as Maruti claim. Next thing which I will be checking out is the suspension, because in India we have a lot of bad patch of road, and this suspension with the McPherson strut in the front and Torsen beam in the rear is good enough for our road. So far we had a very good ride. We don't have much to complain about suspension. It was good for city, it was good for highway, even on the bad patches of road. Even with the small size tire, it was absorbing all the portholes arms, so it was giving out a very good ride. What to mention on the negative part will be, if you want to, is just the body roll part, because it's not a sporty suspension. So when you push the car, especially on a curve, you can really feel the body roll. That's the only drawback I can mention about the suspension. Coming on to the comfort part, I can say the seats are crafted very well. It's a very supportive seat. You can accommodate 5 adults in this car. Won't be a problem at all. It's enough space and enough room for the 5 adults. What drawback I've seen is the material. It's a very good fabric material. It's good for our condition. It's not having heat. But the color, the beige color, is absorbing a lot of dirt. Even one drop of water is getting a mark on the seat. You need to have a proper interior wash to remove that. So that's one drawback about this car, which I had initially mentioned even on the first drive. The beige color is not actually recommended for India. It's better to have a darker color. So another drawback about the seating is this seating position, both with the steering and this position, is good for your city drive, and even on the highway up to 100-150 km you will feel comfortable. Post that, you feel really uncomfortable because gradually you get monotonous. You won't be getting a very good driving feel with this car, which I experienced with myself, and even my colleagues had mentioned the same about that. So it's a very good city commute car, and you can take it to highway occasionally, not a regular highway car. Another thing which I really like about this car is the headlights. It's having a halogen headlight, don't have any kind of projector lens, but it serves the real purpose, because in night, especially if you are on a bit dark area, the headlight with the support of fog lamp, you're getting a very good view outside. You won't have any complaint about the headlight. It's an amazing job which Maruti has done. Talking about steering is again a good steering for city and what is meant for. It's a softer one, it's having a very good response, and the reining radius is also good. What I really enjoy is the conveniency of this steering on my daily commute on city. A drawback I can mention is just that it is not a sporty steering. We're normally not meant to push this car. Like the interior space, boot is also huge. You've got a lot of space in the boot, especially for a family. It's more than enough to have such kind of huge boot. Maruti has given a front disc brake and rear drum brake. It's good for this power, this kind of driving, and if you're getting a lot of confidence with this brake. It can be judged properly. I haven't had any chance to brake so hard in a very high speed, so I don't know about that performance, but with normal drive, with an average speed, it performs very well, and there is other aid to support this brake like the ABS. Talking about the safety, Maruti is providing 2 airbags as a standard, and you might have gone through a lot of mimes about the safety of the car. Again, I have to mention the safety for the passenger and for the pedestrian is considered in the car, because your car may get badly damaged on a bad hit, but the passenger compartment is so secured, and even for the pedestrian, if you're hitting a person outside, the car is not that strong outside, so you're not badly hurting them. The rest thing can be covered in insurance, so it's something I just want to make you aware. Safety is not actually making a very strong car outside. You need a car to secure yourself and the pedestrian outside. That's the new safety norm. Even India is trying to follow that. When you talk about the NVS level about this car, most of the noises are controlled very well, except the road noise when you're going through the gravel on very bad patch of road, because there's no kind of insulation made inside the wheel arch, so you're getting that stone hitching sound inside the cab. Otherwise, the wind noise and engine noise for this kind of car is controlled very well. With this price bracket, Maruti is actually offering a very value for money car with the WagonR. WagonR, now you know why WagonR is one of the favorite car in India with such number of huge sale. So Maruti know the pulse of Indians, and they're getting this product rightly for Indians. Hope this long-term user experience of WagonR been informative for you. If you like the video, please do like it and share it. And if you're yet to subscribe to us, please do subscribe to the channel and click that bell button so you get updated with all our latest videos.